Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, especially to Madam Hasma Laili. Today, we're going to talk about Islamic Unit Trust. But first, what exactly is Unit Trust? A unit trust is an unincorporated mutual fund structure that allows funds to hold assets and provide profits that go straight to individual unit owners instead of reinvesting them back into the fund. Mutual funds are investments that are made up of pooled money from investors, which hold various securities such as bonds and equities. However, a unit trust differs from a mutual fund in that a unit trust is established under a trust deed and the investor is effectively the beneficiary of the trust. A unit trust success depends on the expertise and experience of the company that manage it. Common types of investments undertaken by unit trusts are properties, securities, mortgage, and cash equivalents. Unit trust funds are similar to Amanah Saham Bumiputra, which is also a sort of unit trust funds. The distinction is that ASB's profit is generated by dividends and bonuses, whereas unit trust profit is generated by dividends and a rise in the fund's unit price. Moving on to the next section, what is the exactly of Islamic Unit Trust? An Islamic Unit Trust or a mutual fund is a type of equity fund that collects funds from investors and pools them from investment in stocks, bonds, or other investment products. The return from the investment is paid back to the investors proportionally after deducting the costs relating to the fund and the administration fee or the fund's portion of the profit, depending on the contract used. These funds are similar to their conventional counterparts, but differ in their mode of financing and in the nature of their investments, which must, of course, be Sharia compliant.
Okay, now let's proceed to understand how the unit trust works. An Islamic unit trust or mutual fund is a type of equity funds that collects money from the investor and pools them for investment purpose to invest in stocks, bonds, and other investment products. The return from the investment is given back to the investor proportionately after deducting all the related costs to the investment and the administration fee or profit proportion according to the relevant contract. There are three types of Islamic contracts that apply the unit trust concept. The first Islamic contract is mudarabah, the second one is ijarah, and the third one is murabahah. How does this contract works? First, mudarabah. Most of the funds works on a partnership basis. In this case, the fund manager is the working partner while the investor is the sleeping partner. The profit from the investment is divided among the partners, but only the investor will lose the initial capital in case of failure, but the working partner only lost their time and energy invested. Ijara contract is regarding the fund management company. The fund management company purchase assets such as real estate and vehicles and then lease them out to the users. It then collects rental for the asset and pool it and then distribute the profit among the investor. Last one is on the murabahah contract. It is similar to ijarah where it is about the fund management company, but it is different in terms of practice and operation. The murabahah contract is about purchases and sales of the assets. The fund company management purchase assets and then sell them on a cost plus profit basis. The profits collected from the investment are then distributed among the fund investors.
Okay, next is the difference between conventional unit trust and Islamic unit trust. A conventional unit trust is a scheme in which an investment company pools money from many investors. Conventional refers to investment companies or financial institutions that provide unit trusts but do not adhere to Sharia principle or the Al-Quran. The Securities Commission issued the guidelines on unit trust funds in October 1991, stating that the unit trust company may only invest in authorized Malaysian assets such as listed and unlisted securities of Malaysian company, bankers' acceptance, negotiable certificates of deposit, cekamas bonds, Malaysian government securities and government investment certificates. However, in March 1994, the Securities and Exchange Commission established a facility through which trust fund can invest 10% of their portfolio in foreign stocks. As a result, conventional unit trust fund can invest in any of the aforementioned Malaysian assets without restriction, as long as the funds do not exceed their full official size. Furthermore, unlike Islamic Unit Trust, conventional unit trust provides a good selection of stocks to build a portfolio without any restriction or rules to follow. Aside from that, a conventional unit trust can invest in any authorized asset without knowing the company's operation base. While the Islamic Unit Trust primarily invests in portfolio of halal stock and bonds that act in accordance with Sharia principle. Furthermore, the earnings of Islamic Unit Trust avoid the occurrence of usury, also known as riba, or interest during the purification process by eliminating such amount representing the interest element. In orders where a fund has unintentionally made profit by investing in prohibited areas, the fund will be liquidated and the profit will be donated to charities. In instance, Islamic Unit Trust can only invest in securities approved by the SAC. The Islamic Unit Trust must also appoint a Sharia group or a Sharia counsellor who must be approved by the Commission. To ensure that the Islamic Unit Trust earn halal profit according to Sharia principle, two important conditions must be met. First, either the principal amount or the rate of return can be guaranteed in the contract, implying that no fixed return is guaranteed and that the Islamic Unit Trust must carry a pro rata share of the fund's actual profit. Second, the funds must be invested in Islamic compliant businesses and activities. According to Sharia principle, capital market transaction must be free of illegal activities or components such as riba, maisir, and qarar.
Mutual funds have been a popular investment vehicle for investors. So, we are going to look at some reasons why you might want to consider investing in mutual funds. First of all, one rule of investing that investors should follow is asset diversification. Diversification involves the mixing of investment within a portfolio and is used to manage risk. To achieve a truly diversified portfolio, you may have to buy stocks with different capitalizations from different industry and bonds with varying maturities from different issuers. For the individual investor, this can be quite costly. So by purchasing mutual funds, you are provided with the immediate benefit of instant diversification and asset allocation without the large amounts of cash needed to create individual portfolios. Furthermore, we will see from economy of scale aspect. The easiest way to understand economy of scale is by thinking about volume discounts. The more of one product you buy, the cheaper that product becomes. This occurs also in the purchase and sale of securities. If you buy only one security at a time, the transaction fees will be relatively large. Mutual funds are able to take advantage of their buying and selling size and thereby reduce transaction costs for investors. Imagine, if you had to buy the 10 or 20 stocks needed for diversification, the commission charge alone would eat up a good chunk of your savings. Add to this the fact that you would have to pay more transaction fees every time you want to modify your portfolio. As you can see, the costs begin to add up. With mutual funds, you can make transactions on a much larger scale for less money. Next is from the divisibility aspect. Many investors don't have the exact sums of money to buy round lots of securities. $1 to $200 is usually not enough to buy a round lot of a stock, especially after deducting commissions. Investor can purchase mutual funds in smaller denominations, ranging from $100 to $1,000 minimums. Smaller denominations of mutual funds provide mutual fund investor the ability to make periodic investment through monthly purchase plans while taking advantage of dollar cost averaging. So rather than having to wait until you have enough money to buy higher cost investment, you can get in right away with mutual funds. Another advantage of mutual fund is the ability to get in and out with relative ease. In general, you are able to sell your mutual funds in a short period of time without there being much difference between the sale price and the most current market value. However, it is important to watch out for any fees associated with selling, including back and load fees. Also, unlike stocks, which trade any time during market hours, mutual funds transact only once per day after the fund's net asset value is calculated.
Now moving on to the which company offers Islamic Unit Trust or mutual funds contracts. Currently, it's estimated that there are more than 350 Sharia compliant investment funds, which include unit trusts and mutual funds that existed globally. These are the three main Sharia compliant fund providers in Malaysia. First is CIMB or Commerce International Merchants Bankers. It provides the Sharia mutual funds. Under this company, they provide you a service to review your portfolio and filter what is best for you to invest in their option of unit trust. The second one is MIFC or Malaysia International Islamic Financial Centre. It operated on the Sharia compliant instruments such as the Sharia compliant share or stocks. And the last one is BIMB or Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. Under BIMB, they will provide you with a professional fund manager that will review your portfolio and manage your portfolio. They will give you consultation and financial advices that suits your goals and risk profile with no obligation.